Hello, 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 hello. Okay, so first, of course, I'm going to clear my energy. Clear the space around here. I wonder how it would look through the black light. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's too dark. So clear the energy out. Okay, so today I'm going to do another collective reading, another collective love reading. And the very first thing I'm going to do is pull a love message out first. Okay, I need to put on my ring. I don't know, I feel like I need my ring to kind of like give me what I need. You feel me? Close my door so nothing enters. So first, let's put out a love message from your loved one. And what are they trying to tell you, okay? I'll try that one more time. I like to give it a good shuffle. Like sometimes I read it anyway. It says, deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right, okay? Deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right, okay? Sounds a little pushy, like, love me if you love me. If you don't love me, oh well, that's what it sounds like. Let's see. Give me one more. Give me one more. I use it a lot because I remember actually there was this guy. Let me just tell you the story where I get one mo from. Because I'm from New York. I don't even say the word mo, okay? But I get one mo from because it was this guy, right? And he was being funny. And he sent me this picture of him looking all cute. But what he didn't realize is that when the girl took the picture, she put it on live, so you can, when you press on the picture, you can hear the person in the background. And she was like, yeah, one mo. And I'm like, did this nigga just make a mistake and like, because this is the nigga I was currently dating, and I'm like, did you just make a mistake and like send me a video, a picture, a live video picture of a female in the background? And then when I brought it up to him, and I was like, hey, I can hear your little, no, at first I asked him, like, yo, who took the picture? Because I'm like a great investigator. Like, Scorpios are like the best investigators. I was like, yo, who took your picture? He was like, oh, my homeboy. I was like, your homeboy sounds like a bitch, because who's the girl in the back talking about something? Yeah, one more. And then like when you pressed on the video, like he got up and then like he had his arms like this. But if you know anything about live video pictures, it's motion pictures. Even though if at first it looks like a still picture, you can see a wedding ring. Like you can see a ring on his finger. Like it was like such a disaster. Like it was such an exposure. But God don't like ugly, and God would expose people like that. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's why I get one mo from one mo. Okay, like, so anyway, so look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. Okay, all right, so it's a guy and a girl, which I think is so cute. So we got a message from a guy, a message from a girl. All right, and now we are going to draw these cards. I'm going to do a 10 card spread. I try to do 6, but I don't know. I don't feel like it gives enough. So we'll do 10. And then I do 11. So I do like one on the top. Okay, so we get a 10 card spread. Okay. It's a lot going on in this love. Let's see what we have so far. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put these 2 over here. I don't know. I don't like to pick mines. I like mines to fall out. I don't know. I feel like if it doesn't fall out, then it's not really like the message wasn't received. You know what I mean? Like, because how can you just pick? If that's the case, what's the point? Okay. If that's the case, what's the point of shuffling the cards if you're gonna just take them off the top? Does that make sense? Like, so I'd rather just like let my messages fall out. I feel like it's more authentic that way. Just need one more card, and then a clarifying card. I don't care how long it takes. Okay, so we got the double cards. So we got the Scorpio in the bunch. Scorpios are present. All right, and then one clarifying card. And it is the Judgment card. Okay? All right. So, so what I'm getting from this love message, look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. And another one is deep in your heart, you already know the answer. So do what you feel is right. So basically what I'm seeing is that there's a lot of people fighting for your love right now. There's a lot of people fighting for your love right now. So there's a lot going on right there. And then also the Chariot is coming in, so you feel like you own the stage, you're coming through, you know what I mean? And, you know, yes, you can have your popularity and all of that, but just like anything else, right? Don't crash out. Don't crash out. You know what I mean? So right here, the Nine of Swords, don't crash out, because when you entertain a lot of people, even though you feel like you're coming through and you're powerful and you're on your high horse, right? You're the king. You got the light skinned girls, you got the black girls, you dating women of all different colors and men of all different colors. Really, you know, reality, to much is given, much is required. So that can be tiresome. A lot of people that's why the dating scene is like so exhausting. And it's like, to me, I've always been the type of female that just has to be locked in with somebody. Like, because I already know, you already know what drinks I like. I already know what drinks you like. I already know what food you like. I know how to season it properly. You know what I mean? I know what type of scent you like in your fabric, and you know, stuff like that. And it's kind of like, how can you get that when you're, you know what I mean, all over the place and trying to date multiple people, right? And so that's why you got the Two of Swords. You just like, I don't know which way to go. I don't know which way to go. You know what I mean? So, and then you got the Fool card. So yeah, so it's a lot of foolery going on. It's a lot of foolery. You also want to feel like you need to hold on to your money. Of course you need to hold on to your money, because entertaining multiple people means spending money that you probably don't have in a recession time like this. So I wouldn't suggest trying to splurge your money and trying to hold multiple relationships, because like I said, too much is given, much is required. So you don't want to try to date so many people. Like, fall back, relax, it's okay. Try to pick one person, okay? You got the Queen of Cups, and then you got the High Empress, okay? So yes, you want no new beginnings. You, like I said, you want to sit on your throne, because this is the Chariot, and then this is two females up here too. So you got the males and the females all sitting on the high horse, and everybody, you know, wants to do their own thing. Everybody wants to pursue multiple people. Everybody wants to feel big. It's a Scorpio in here for sure. So you got a Scorpio in here. And then, like I said, you have the king and queen. So it's a lot of guys and females in here going on. It's a lot of people in here, and that makes sense, because in 2025 it's literally almost like dating is like a joke. It's like dating is like a joke. And I've been getting this from so many different love readings of just so much hurt, so much pain, you know what I mean? So much just like not knowing where to go with it, not trusting people, spending too much money, having bitterness from old relationships. And that's why it's so hard, you know, to date after people have dating but so many people, because then it's kind of like they're bringing old baggage all the time from the old lovers. And so, yeah, so that's why you want to keep this type of activity to a minimum, okay? Keep this type of activity to the minimum. And this is basically love reading for early June, okay? So holding on to your coins, Of course, there's a judgment in there. And then working on your coins. Working on your coins. King of Cups. Okay. More high energy. So it's a lot of people sitting on thrones here. You have the Chariot, you have the High Priestess, the Cups, the King of Wands. So you have all this energy of people just sitting on high horses. Okay, all this energy, literally. Same thing coming out over and over and over again. Okay, and it's okay to feel like that about yourself, but in the same token, you have to be realistic of, like, what do you really want? That's why it says, deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. Like, find one that feels right. Settle down. Slow down. Work on your coins. It's not giving that. It's not giving play the fool right now. It's not giving play the fool. Because you're going to crash out. You're going to crash out. You are going to crash out. And then you're going to wind up in the two of swords energy. But you don't know which way to go. Which way to go. Right? Out of all these 5 people that you're entertaining, find somebody. Eliminate 3 off the top. Their worst traits they have. Eliminate 3 off the top and then focus on them last 2 and then finally make your decision. Based upon, not financially, but how they're treating you emotionally. Because people can always work on the financial later, right? I think the emotional part of it is just so important. Okay? Bitcoin's coming in. There's some travel going on. And we have the Hierophant. A lot of stage energy. A new person coming in, as if you need more people. As if you needed more people to come in. I don't think you need more people to come in, actually. And then basically the 6 of Cups. So you just feel, you know, like I said, once again, you're a person that wants to date multiple people. So you feel, problems from the past. You know what I mean? Regret from the past. And yes, you can remain strength through all of this. You can remain strong. I want to clarify this new person. The Page of Wands. The Page of Cups, sorry. I want to clarify that person. How many years older is this person? So I'm going to kind of like narrow it down for y'all, the new person coming through, based on how many years older or younger this person is, okay? Than you, okay? Than you. So whatever your age is, whatever number comes out, look for that person. That'll help you. That's going to help you narrow down this tool, right? I'm going to help you narrow it down, all right? Based upon the number that comes out, that's going to let me know if the person is 2 years younger than you, 3 years younger than you, 4 years younger or older than you, based upon the next number I'm getting ready to say. And that's going to help you choose on these 2 people, okay? So let me actually help you with your love life, because people always want to complain about the problems, but they never want to actually fix the problem. Like, let's work on fixing the problem. People always want to tell you about the problem. Like, I already know, beloved, I already know the problem is there. Can you figure out the method of the madness of how I can fix it? That's too many cards. I don't need that many. I need a clear answer. Give the collective a clear answer for this. I just need 1 card. Thank you. Angels and ancestors. Guardian angels and ancestors. I just need 1 card. That was 3. I don't need that many. I just need 1 clear card. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so these ones came out. So based on the swords, it got the 4 swords and the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords has 1 sword and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so altogether it's 5 swords. It's 4 swords here and 1 sword here. Okay, so it's 5 swords altogether. So the person is either 5 years younger than you or 5 years older than you. Okay, so look within that range. The person that you're looking for that's going to help you clarify who you're going to settle down with is either 5 years older than you or 5 years younger than you, and hopefully that'll help you narrow that down. Okay, hopefully that'll help you narrow that down. Tighten up on your finances. Let 3 out of that 5 go, so that way you can get down to 2. I will base that basically off who is 5. First of all, out of those 5 people, who is 5 years younger than me and who is 5 years older than me. So I can kind of narrow that down, or at least close to that number, like 7 years older than me or 7 years younger than me. You know what I mean? Or 2 or 3. But definitely has to be some gap there. It's a couple of years gap there is what I'm saying. Okay. Anything else I want to clarify? It says, I want to clarify, what's the judgment? What's the judgment about? Okay. What's the judgment about? Are you being judged by this particular person about love or finance? Ooh. Finance. Okay. So whoever is looking at you, there, as you can see in the background, that there is actually like it's actually like a farm that hasn't grown any harvest yet, but you got the coin in your hand. So it's basically like you're working towards it. Like you just, it's almost like you just did a vineyard and you're now waiting for the grapes to grow so that way you can actually make the wine, right? So the person, you're working on your coins. You're working on your coins. You're working towards it. And this person is judging the fact that, okay, they see the potential in you, but they haven't actually seen the 10 of Pentacles yet, if that makes sense. Okay, so they see the potential and they're judging you upon your finances. I would say whoever that person is, right, that'll help you narrow it down to whoever that person is out of the 2 people. Let that person go. You don't need nobody judging you based on your finances. Your finances, it is what it is. It will get better when it gets better. It'll get lower when it gets lower. That's what Obama and Michelle talked about. They talked about, she talked about sometimes Obama was up and sometimes I was down and sometimes I was down and Obama was up. And that's the part of the partnership. It's about coming together because you guys mesh together. You like the same things. Your personalities actually work. I actually left somebody in the movie Sinners last night. Like so I'm gonna give you a short for an example and a short synopsis of don't force something that doesn't need to be forced. So I actually got invited to the movies called Sinners yesterday, and I went to the movies with him. And while we're on the line, mind you, this is just a date. This is not my man, right? While we're on the date, we stop at Applebee's. He wants to get some drinks. So I'm not thinking nothing of it, but I noticed that he takes 3 big shots of Absolute. So I'm like, something's wrong, because why would you want to get drunk so fast and you're on a date, right? So in my mind, I'm like, no. He's like, oh, you want another one? I'm like, nah, I'm perfectly fine with this little cup of margarita, this little mixed margarita, just one little drink, right? Because I'm driving. Why are you forcing me to excessively drink, and you know that I do Uber for a living anyway? Right, so I need to keep my license, and you're not driving, but you want me to pick you up, but you want me to get drunk, right? So it's a couple of red flags, and I'm peeping everything that's going on. And then so the red flags also was in the Applebee's. He was Applebee's, yeah, it was Applebee's. In the Applebee's also, he's like, oh, how much was this drink? How much was that drink? How much was your drink? And he's saying it like mad loud, and I'm like, that's embarrassing. I feel like he was trying to embarrass me, like everywhere I went, right? And so I started noticing that. I'm like, oh, he's trying to embarrass me. But in my mind, I'm laughing because I'm just basically shutting him down. I'm like, well, you don't have to worry about how much my drink is, because I got my drink. You know what I mean? He was like, what if I don't have the money for the drinks? I said, then I will pay for my drink, and then you will be sitting here waiting for the cops. Because who would invite somebody out if you didn't have money for drinks? Like, who does that, right? You invited me out, right? But I would definitely pay for my drink and head out, right? So he's like, oh, I'm just playing. Like, it was giving, I'm going to embarrass you, but I'm just playing, right? Very passive aggressive. So I peeped that at first, and I'm peeping it. I'm like, oh, okay. He thinks that because he told me his auntie said, don't come back tonight because it's late and she already locked the door, that I'm going to be stuck with you. And no matter how obnoxious that you get, I'm just going to have to put up with it, right? So I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe he is joking, maybe he's just having a moment, and, you know, I'm laughing at him because I find it to be funny, and I'm just like going about my night because I really want to see the movie Sinners, but I haven't seen it yet. So we're online now, getting ready to get the popcorn, right? And the line is full of people because it's Sinners, right? And he goes on to say, oh, how many men do you have? How many men are you seeing? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7? And I'm like mortified looking at this nigga like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, you're not my man, so technically it wouldn't even matter how many men I was dating. And why would you think that standing in line at the concession stand to go get some popcorn around all these people would be the appropriate place to be having this conversation, and you're yelling and screaming, right? So once again, just to make sure I save face for my own self, I was like, well, first of all, you're not my man to be asking me those questions. We're just on a date, and this is not the place to be asking those type of questions. And he's like, I'm just playing. I'm like, oh, this nigga want to be a clown today. You want to be a clown. And I guess it's because we hung out once, and then he's been like calling me. And I felt like the first date was kind of weird. So I was just like, you know, give him some time. I don't really know if you're my cup of tea. You know what I mean? So, but he kept pursuing. I'm still single, so I said, why not? Right? But it's a perfect example of, so long story short, I waited till like half of the movie, and then I'm just like, look, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And he's like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom too. So I'm like, oh, like he's trying to make sure like I don't leave. And like, I could definitely leave if I want to leave. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I drove myself here, right? So I was like, okay, and you know, he already told me the story about his auntie saying don't come back, i.e. basically saying that I have to come spend the night over at your house, which I found that to be awkward too, because you're trying to do a pity party of how to get to my house. You know what I mean? Like, oh, my auntie kicked me out, so I have to come stay with you. You know what I mean? And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I'm like, you know, it's a lot going on. Everything's coming at me at one time. And I'm like, yeah, at this point, I'm not feeling it, right? So even in the movies, during the movie, he's making all these noises, and he's like, yeah, okay, boy. Like, it just sounded like I was at a football game. Mind you, everybody else is like completely quiet in the movie theater. And it's okay, because that's his personality. He gets drunk, he gets stupid. This is who he is. But you got to recognize the red flags from the beginning and say, I'm out. This is not for me, right? You don't live with me. I drove myself here. I don't deserve this. You clearly couldn't afford Uber. I'm out. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to tell a guy, oh, I'm dropping you back off after he already said that he's being locked out of his home, and then now you got to get into an argument with this man. You know what I mean? Because you're dropping him back off home after he already told you, oh, my auntie said don't come back. I have nothing to do with what's going on with you and your auntie's living environment. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So finally, I tried to act like I was going to get up, and he got up. I was like, oh, you going to the bathroom? He like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm going to hold it and wait till the end of the movie. So then when he came back from the bathroom, I was like, matter of fact, I think I am going to go use the bathroom. I was like, I don't think I can hold it. So I got up, and then that's when I had to fuck up out of there. And then you could tell he had this look on his face like, am I going to get up again? Like, I don't need you to escort me to the bathroom. Like, I'm grown. You know what I mean? Like, so I bounced. And then he hit me up like, oh, my jacket was in your backseat. So I had to get the jacket, wait until like 2, 3, 4 hours, because it was late already. The movie started at 11:20, and then just drop it up at his auntie's mailbox. Because I don't want no conversation. But the moral of the story is, we have to stop. Because he was real fine, though, too. You know what I mean? Like, we have to stop overlooking these red flags. I don't never want to be in a relationship with a man that gets drunk and don't know how to act, right? Blurts out stuff to embarrass you. That's embarrassing. You know what I mean? Because can you imagine? Like, you'll never have a peace of mind. You'll be on edge every time it's time to go out. Like, what is he going to say today when we go out? What scene is he going to make today, right? Like, nobody has time for these things. So, like, yeah. Somebody judging you about your money when you're trying to work on your money is not a good idea. Okay, that's a person that is very verbally abusive, and so find somebody out of those 5 people, somebody who's 5 years younger than you or 5 years older than you, who is not judging you about your money. So whoever one of these persons that's already judging you about your money, out of these 5 people, you can already eliminate that person. Okay, anybody who is having bitterness from their ex relationships, that's a red flag too. You can already eliminate that relationship also too. So that'll help you narrow it down. If the person is a Scorpio, they're showing up. So that's somebody that you can actually eliminate. I hate to say that because I'm a Scorpio, but we're talking about eliminations only. So a Scorpio is in here. That's probably somebody that you're gonna want to eliminate. Who else? If her name starts with Sarah, Patricia, Henry, Wanda, Calvin, Devon. You're going to want to eliminate those two, okay? And then the Wheel of Fortune is at the top, so everything is going to turn around. Okay, I hope you guys loved my story. Like, it was so funny. Like, I when I got up and I left, as soon as I turned the corner, I jetted out of there so damn quick. I was like, because I don't know if he's going to try to, like, come to the bathroom again and, like, stop me from leaving. Like, no, like, I want nothing to do with you. Like, it's like, it's giving very much verbally abusive, and for any time of any reason. Because first of all, as somebody who dated you one time, right? I'm not obligated to answer your calls. I'm not obligated to answer your texts and pursue you and answer your calls if there's not really no monogamous relationship there. I don't owe you anything, and we went on one date. And then he was always complaining about this one girl, just complaining about his ex. And I said, let me tell you something. If you keep complaining about your ex, you're gonna keep manifesting more women to complain about. I'm actually reading this audio book. It's called it was the thing like the secret, the book The Secret. Well, they got another one called The Secret to Relationships. So I was actually listening to that, and it made sense, because if you keep on complaining about your ex, if you keep complaining about just every single relationship, all the bad traits of the last person, guess what? You're going to attract the same person over and over again. That's why some people be like, why do I keep attracting like men who like drain my bank account all the time? Because you kept talking about the other people that drained your bank account. So you kept attracting the same men over and over and over again. So you're going to have to change the dynamic of you got to start saying stuff like, I am going to find me somebody who loves me for me. I do deserve, a man who, there are men out there who are loving, who are faithful, you know what I mean? Who are family oriented. Like, that's what I deserve. Like, put that out there and like, see how that works for you. Okay. Sit in your Empress energy. Okay. And don't worry about, that also came on too. Don't worry about, you will be in your 9 cups energy soon. Okay, so keep focusing on your focus of what you got to focus on. Okay, don't worry about people putting that mentality in your head that you lack something. They're actually lacking something, and they're verbally abusive, and you don't need that type of energy. Okay, my loves. So I hope you enjoyed my love reading for the early month of June. Because I would like to do like early June, mid-June, and then late June. Okay, because I'm doing collectives. These are collectives. Okay. And so so I'm out, Glam Star Tarot. I hope you enjoy me. This is my second reading. So I'm excited, and shout out to the 4 people who actually watch me and subscribe, y'all. Get my subscribers, because I would love to go live and really start talking to you guys live and letting you know what family members come through. No family members that passed away came through today, but you never know. They pop up when they're gonna pop up. They don't pop up every single reading. So maybe next time, okay? But for the most part, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye.